Welcome to this body scan meditation. Consider the next 45 minutes or so to be an opportunity to dwell completely within your body, without any other place to go, without anything else to do, but simply to be present in this moment as it is. Taking this time to settle yourself in a posture of some comfort. It might be lying flat on the floor or a mat or a cushion. But if that's not right for you, you can do the body scan sitting up or even standing. And whatever the posture you choose, just taking a few moments to settle in. If you're lying down, noticing the points of contact between your body and the supporting surface. Notice where the surface is supporting you and where it may not even be touching. If you're lying flat, arms at your sides, palms up if that's comfortable, but in any position that works for you. Just beginning to have a sense of the body as it is. Aware perhaps of any activity in the mind, any sensations in the body, any lingering effects of the moments leading up to this one. And just taking note of them. No need to push anything away. If thoughts are here, simply noticing that they're here and choosing to be aware of the body itself. Having a sense of the body as a whole, from the top of the head down to the tips of the toes. Thinking of your awareness as a kind of floodlight that encompasses the entire body. Aware of the body breathing, without having to breathe in any particular way, but simply allowing the breath to come and go as it does. And as you're ready, allowing the beam of the attention to narrow, to become a spotlight, and to become a very narrow beam that moves down your body, down your left leg, down to your left foot, and to your left big toe. Bringing attention to just this one small area of the body and taking note of what you find here. If you are aware of sensations, the touch of clothing, warmth, coolness, numbness, tingling, even lack of sensation, just noticing that. And to whatever degree you may notice other things, other sensations in the body, passing sounds, simply bringing the attention back to just this one point. Taking in what you are aware of, just here, just now. Not having to strain to become aware of anything in particular, but taking note of what's here. And as you're ready, moving that beam of attention to move across the rest of the toes of the left foot, moving toe by toe by toe, aware of whatever arises here. You're aware of tension or relaxation, lack of sensation. Seeing if you can't actually be playfully aware of the points between the toes, where one toe ends and the other begins. Being curious about what you can find, without needing to find anything in particular. Simply being aware of these toes in this moment, in this body. And beginning to move your attention to encompass the rest of the left foot, the ball of the foot, the sole, the arch, the heel, the top and sides, even the bones and tissues inside the left foot. If you find yourself straining to feel something or focusing diligently on any particular part, seeing if you can just soften your awareness and allow whatever arises to arise. Aware perhaps of the complexity of this part of the body to which you've rarely paid much attention, unless it's given you some difficulty or challenge. Perhaps aware of the point of contact between the foot and the surface upon which you're lying, noticing where the foot ends and the mat or cushion begins. And each time that you find your attention has wandered to some passing sound or thought or feeling, simply but firmly bringing the attention back, in this case to the left foot. Not having to push away whatever you became attached to, but simply choosing to feature the left foot in the center of your awareness, in the beam of that spotlight of attention. And taking the time now to move that attention now to the left ankle, leaving behind the toes and the foot and featuring the left ankle. Another part of the body that you may not have attended to unless it gave you some pain or discomfort or difficulty. Being curious about what you find here. And as you're ready, moving the attention to the lower leg. the calf, the shin, the muscle and bone and tissue inside the left lower leg. Just holding this part of the body in awareness, just as it is. You may notice a sense of touch, where this part of the body touches the surface upon which you're lying. You may notice the movement of air. You may notice temperature, tension, or relaxation. And even if tension is what you encounter, not having to do anything about it if you choose not to. Not having to have this experience be any different than it is, but simply taking note of it as it is. And if at any point you choose to let go of tension, allowing that to be a mindful process as well, in which you are aware of the intention to let go and aware of the letting go. And returning to awareness. And allowing the attention to move to the left knee. Taking note of whatever you discover here. It may be a subtle twist, it may be no sensation, it might be discomfort or pain. Seeing if you can encounter whatever you encounter with a sense of that playful curiosity, a willingness to be present with it, just as it is in this moment. Always the opportunity to return to the left knee whenever the attention has drifted, whenever you found yourself attending to anything else. And moving that beam to encompass the left thigh, all the way from the top of the knee to the hip, the longest bone in the body, inside. An area in which some of us will tend to hold some tension. And if that's your experience, then acknowledging its presence. Simply noticing where you feel what you feel, what's here just now. And letting go of having it have to be different than it is. You might be aware of a whole variety of different sensations, depending upon which part of this area of the body you're attending to. One part may be warmer than another. One may be tenser than another. Simply taking it in. Allowing the experience to be what it is. And letting go of any need to make it different, to change it, to improve it. And gathering the attention and moving it now, moving that spotlight across the hips to the right side and down the right leg, and moving down, all the way down to the right foot and to the right big toe. Encountering the right big toe just as it is. Noticing any tendency to want to compare it to the left big toe or anything else, and simply tuning in to the experience of this toe in this moment as it is. Even if what you happen to be aware of is no sensation at all. And as you're ready, beginning to move your attention across the rest of the toes, one by one. Simply taking in what you find, noticing what's here, coming back to these toes if your attention has gone somewhere else. Simply being aware of the toes of the right foot. And moving the attention now from those toes to the rest of the right foot. The ball of the foot, the arch, the heel, the sides, the top. Taking in the right foot as a whole, including the muscles and bones and tissues inside. Not having to be aware of any particular part of the foot or any particular sensation, but taking inventory, if you will, of whatever happens to be here. Allowing the attention to now move to the ankle. Letting go of awareness of the foot, not getting ahead of oneself to the rest of the leg, and simply resting here in the right ankle. encountering it just as it is, without it having to be any different than it is. Slowly moving the attention to encompass the area of the lower leg, the calf and shin, and everything inside. Just holding it in awareness, noticing what you notice. Along the way, you may encounter certain points on the body, certain opportunities where emotion may appear, where difficulty arises, and seeing if you can continue to adopt this same awareness, this willingness to engage with whatever arises, to encounter things as they are, and choose to stay with the particular part of the body we happen to be on, at this point, the right lower leg. Acknowledging the presence of whatever comes, and choosing to stay present with the body in this moment. And choosing to move the attention to the right knee. Noticing what you notice. Moving attention now to the right thigh. Just exploring, little by little, not having to encompass the whole thing at once if you don't choose to. But becoming aware of the back of the thigh, the inner thigh and the outer thigh, the front, whatever happens to be here. Being curious about what you find. Simply taking it in. And as always, if you happen to encounter tension and choose to let go of that tension, you be mindful of that process that begins with awareness and may be followed by a thought or an intention to change the way that area feels, and a purposeful letting go. And a returning to awareness, of this moment. Choosing now to move the attention from the right thigh to include the pelvic area, the hips, the buttocks, the genitals, any of the organs and tissues inside the body in this area. Just being willing to encounter whatever you find. You may have begun to become aware of the effects of breathing on the body more directly. You may feel a very gentle rocking motion forward and back as the breath moves in and out. Very subtle. Simply taking it in. Always the opportunity to return to the pelvic area if your attention has drifted. If you found yourself thinking about other things, attending to other thoughts or sensations, just choosing to come back here. And moving awareness now into the lower back, an area which many of us experience some discomfort in. And whether you experience discomfort or tightness or relaxation or no particular sensation at all, just choosing to attend here. Perhaps feeling the movement of the breath. Perhaps noticing whether or not this part of the body is contacting the mat or the floor, and not having it need to be any particular way, but simply noticing how it is. And as you're ready, allowing your attention to encompass the belly. The organs inside and the movement of the breath, the gentle ballooning out and in that coincides with the breath moving in and out. letting go of needing to breathe in any particular way, and just being aware of breath in this area as it does what it does. Coming back to the belly. And moving that spotlight of attention now to encompass the upper part of the torso, the chest, the upper back. Aware perhaps of the heart and lungs inside doing what they do. The subtle changes that happen as the breath unfolds. Inhale and exhale. The even subtler effects of the heart beating and the blood moving through this area of the body. Not having to strain to be aware of any of these particular sensations, but taking note of what you are aware of. Resting in awareness of the upper torso. Allowing attention to fall now on the shoulders. A place in which many of us encounter tension and discomfort. And if that's your experience, seeing if you can simply be aware of the experience. As always, you have the opportunity to change the experience or let go of tension. And if that is what you choose in this moment, allowing yourself to be aware of the letting go, of the choice and the effects of that choice, and being aware. Always the opportunity to return to wherever you happen to be, in this case, the shoulders. Peeling the attention off of whatever has captured your attention and gently but firmly bringing it back to this body, this moment. Taking the time now to focus that beam down the left arm, past the left elbow to the left hand. Settling into awareness of each of the fingers, the palm of the hand, the back of the hand. Any points of contact between the hand and any surface upon which it rests. noticing what you find, whatever that may be. Allowing the attention to move from the hand to the left wrist, a part of the body that we rarely attend to unless it gives us some difficulty. And moving into the left forearm, another area of the body to which we rarely attend, and seeing what we find here. Even if what we find is no particular sensation, no difficulty, no tension, and just being willing to encounter that. Always the opportunity to return. Moving into the left elbow, and the left upper arm. Noticing all aspects of the bicep and tricep in this area. The inside, the outside, front and back, tension, relaxation, coolness or warmth. Simply allowing it to be as it is. And directing that beam of attention now up the shoulder and across the shoulders and down the right arm, past the right elbow to the right hand. Tuning in to what you find in the right hand as it is just now, and letting go of it needing to be any different than it is. Seeing if you can playfully become aware of each finger individually. Not needing to strain, but just seeing if it's possible. And if it is, noticing that, and if it isn't, noticing that as well. Bringing awareness to the right wrist, and to the right forearm. If you find your attention is on something other than your right forearm, and making that conscious, mindful choice to return, to usher the attention back and feature the right forearm without having to force away any other thoughts or experiences or sensations, but simply choosing to allow them to be in the background, to the side, out of the beam of awareness somewhat. and aware of the right elbow and the right upper arm. Just taking it in, noticing what's here. And moving that beam of awareness now up the right shoulder and across to the neck. And just settling into awareness of the neck, an area of some challenge or difficulty for many of us, and simply tuning into what you find. Aware of the flow of the breath through this area, perhaps, or the muscles and bones and tissues here. Any tension, any discomfort, any relaxation, anything at all. Whatever arises in this complex area of the body, simply allowing it to arise and being present for all of it. Moving attention into the jaw and chin and mouth, and lips and tongue. Just taking these in. Aware of the cheeks, the nose, the areas around the eyes themselves, the brow, the forehead. Noticing the sensation of any facial expression that you may be holding, and maybe choosing to change that or let go of it, but not having to. Just noticing, being curious. And the sides of the head, the ears, the back of the head. And bringing awareness to the top of the head. And as you're ready, beginning to allow that beam of attention to soften and spread back into a floodlight of attention that slowly encompasses the rest of the head, the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the torso, the pelvic area, the thighs, the lower legs, and the feet. Becoming aware again of this entire body lying here, the whole body breathing. Not having to have it be any different than it is in this moment. Taking this opportunity to perhaps feel some gratitude towards yourself for having taken this time to tune in, to be present with yourself without any other agenda but to be present. to care for this body by simply attending to it. Recognizing that at any point in your day can simply bring your attention back, just as you may have done over these past several minutes, gently but firmly ushering your attention back to here. That you can bring this quality of attention to this body, this moment, any moment.